declared a variable as the static. Suppose if you are declaring a variable as static, so what will happen there? Tell me. Static variable. If you are declaring a variable as the static, then what will be happen there? Right? Some class A, B, C, D. Right? So you are declaring static into some C. Right? So by default, the static variable will take the initial value is 0. Static variable by default, it will take the initial value is 0. Right? So whenever you're creating a static variable, so this variable is a class level variable. So class level variable. So these variables are created only once and shared by all the objects of the same class. So the static variables are created only once and shared by all the objects of this same class. So static variables are created only once and shared by all the objects of the same class. So what we can say that so the static variables are also known as a class level variable. Yes. So the static variable is also known as a class level variables. Right. Suppose if you are declaring a method as the static. Right. Suppose if you are declaring a method as the static. Suppose there is some static method like public static which method I am taking? AB method, right? So here the output of this static method, Control C, copy. Here, so this is static method, static AB method, static AB method. Okay. So now a variable can be declared as the static as well as a method can be declared as the static. Suppose if you are declaring a method as the static, so then if you are declaring a method as the static, then how can you call these static methods? Children, please speak out. Here I want to invoke my static method. I want to invoke this static method from this static area. How can you invoke the static method? Right? So directly you can call the static method else by using this class name abcd dot this one. So first of all we need to check it. Yes, from the static context we are invoking this static area directly. Right? So save, file save as. So what is our class name? abcd. Save here. Please choose another location. Okay. So where I want to save this my file. So I want to save my file in desktop IT3 folder. So JP. So in this lab 123. So here I am saving my file. Yes. So now you can compile your program Java C abcd dot Java. So static AB return type required object static. Here which type of return? Here it is void we are taking. So the static method from the main method which is static, I am calling one more static method. So directly by using the method name, I am calling this static method. Right? So Java C. So abcd dot Java. So then run abcd. So here from main method you are invoking the static method directly. Suppose you can call by using the class name also. Right? So by using the class name also you can call. Right? So there is one provision. Children, is it clear? Any doubts? Meghana, Gayatri, yes please. No doubts. Okay. Okay. So now, so this is a static variable. So a black can be a static. Suppose how the black can be static? Yes. So you can take one block, right? So here static block, right? So now what we need to mention, this is the static block. SOP statement, this is the static block. Control C copy. So Control V. So what I am mentioning here, it is, this is static block. The static block. Okay, right. So now here static variable is there, static block is there. Next, static method is there. In this case, what is the order of execution? Children, static variables, static methods, static block. What is the order of execution? Please speak out. Soumya. Akhil. Yes, please speak out. ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి. Static variable, static method, static block. Which one will be executed first? Static variables are initialized first. Static variables are initialized. Initialized first. Initialized first. Then please speak out. Static block. Next,
static methods.
Yes, your main method. From main method, the static blocks will be worked. Right? So that is your main method is the static block, static method, no? Static method. So that is main method. First from main method. Okay, this is the order of execution. Right. So my question is, I think this program is clear now. So now file save as. So abcd1.java. Here I don't want to write this main method. Yes. Yes. abcd1. Here I am removing this main method. Without main method, the program can be executed in Java. Class abcd1 static, only static block is there. So here there is one statement in static block. Without main method, the program can be executed. చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా. శివశంకర్, రాహుల్. Children, please speak out. Total 40 is recording. Shivashankar. Yes, even though Soumya Chandrakali.
Yes, you can do it. You can do it.
So now I saved this program as abcd1, right? So now you can compile your program.
Main, no sir.
Without main, CLS. So Java C abcd1.java. Could not find or load main class abcd1.java, right? So ఇక్కడ abcd1.java find out అవ్వట్లేదట చూడండి ఇక్కడ, right?
సార్ జావా సి కొట్టండి సార్, జావా సి కొట్టలేదు.
జావా సి కొట్టలేదా? Yes. So Java C abcd1.java. Yes, even though there is no main method, the program will be compiled. So then you can run Java space abcd1. Could not find load main class abcd1, right? So what will happen? Java C compile abcd1.java compilation. Next Java space abcd1. Could not find or load main class abcd1. Main method. It is unable to find out this main method, right? Main method no find out cheyatledu idi. Chelli. Just 1 second. Static keyword. Static method versus instant final super. Static without main method. So why we are using the static means memory allocations. Yes, efficient utilization of memory. method. Static block. Yes, can we execute a method? Can we execute a program without main method? Right. So actually, this program here, can we execute a program without a main method? The answer is no. Children, are you able to see my Excel sheet? This Word document.
Yes, sir.
Right. So here main method లేకుండా execute చేయొచ్చా అంటున్నాడు. So here, so no, but one of the ways that the static block, but it was possible till JDK 1.6, right? So నేను ఇక్కడ JDK 1.6 వరకు సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుందని చెప్పాను. My version is JDK 1.7. So since JDK 1.7, it is not possible to execute Java class without a main method. So ఇప్పుడు my version, what is my Java version? So Java space version. Right. So 1.7. So how I can compile in Java 1.6? Older version లో కంపైల్ చేయాలి. కమాండ్ చెప్పండి, గుర్తుందా ఎవరైనా? Java C space Java space చెప్పండి. సోర్స్ 1.6 ABCD 1.java. See, let's clear screen. Source, what is the command? Yes, is there any people remember that? Please recall that. Java C, Java compiler. Last class lo cheppanu ra ila compile cheyalani old version lo. Java C -source 1.6 or 1.5 file name dot extension. చూడండి ఇక్కడ. So Java C -source, which version you want to execute? 1.6. The file name is abcd 1.java. Warning, bootstrap class not set in conjunction with source 1.6 warning. Okay, I can compile with 1.5 version. Okay, so warning, it is giving some warning, don't consider this warning. So Java space abcd1, not load main class abcd1. Okay, చూద్దాం here, but it was possible till JDK 1.6. Since JDK 1.7, it is not possible to execute a Java class without the main method. This is the question, right? Children, is it clear? So we can execute. I think it is not supporting here. Previous cases it is supporting. So Java C source S4URC 1.5 version, file name. What is your file name? abcd1.java. Is there, we did any mistake there? Yes, please. We are not did any mistake. Okay. Okay, this is about static variables. We will check once again after this class. Next, what is our next topic? Once this static variable is completed, then we need to think about system.out.println, right? So system.out.println. So what is the system.out.println? Here it is used to print an argument that is passed to it. What it will do, whatever the values you are giving here, that will be printed, right? So that will be printed, right? Suppose if you are giving in double quotation, that will be printed as it is. Without double quotation, the values, the content of that variables will be printed. Yes, please. Yes, children, please. Sai Srinivas, please mute yourself. Sai Srinivas. Right. So now the point is, here what we are doing. So system.out.println. So here in this, if you are giving the value, that will be printed. If you are giving the value in double quotation, that will be printed as it is. If you are giving without double quotation, the content, the value of that variables will be printed, right? So actually this can be broken into three parts. That is, system is one, next out, next println. So what is the system? So it is a final class defined in java.lang.package. So java.lang package. So here system is a class, so which is defined in java.lang package. So what is the default package in Java? Children?
Language package.
Huh? Default package. Yes, please. What is the default package in Java?
Language package.
Yes, language. So java.lang, right? So here java.lang. Yes. So now system. Yes, the system class which is defined in java.lang package. Even though if you are not import, by default it will be imported. So now you are calling system.out, out ni call చేశారు చూడండి ఇక్కడ. సో బై యూజింగ్ ఇక్కడ చూడండి క్లాస్ నేమ్, మామూలుగా క్లాస్ నేమ్ తోటి దీన్ని ఇన్వోక్ చేస్తాం. ఎప్పుడు క్లాస్ నేమ్ తోటి ఇన్వోక్ చేస్తాం? సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ద స్టాటిక్ బ్లాక్, రైట్? సో suppose if it is static, then we can use class name instead of object name. So what is this out? Out is a static member. Yes, out is static member. How can you know that? Yes, we are calling by using a class name. Class name to call చేసాను కాబట్టి out ni static member అని చెప్తున్నా. ఓకేనా? Right. So out, this is an instance of print stream type. Right. So it is an object of or instance of print stream type. So which is public. By default it is public access specifier, and it is a static member. If it is, then only we can call by using a class name. Out ni we are calling by using class name system, right? So how it is possible? So if it is static member field of the system class, right? So out is a static member field of the system class. So this is an instance of print stream class, right? So what is streams? We will study this streams concept. You studied in C++. Now we have a streams in Java also, right? So we will study it in 4th unit. So here to read the data continuously, we are using the streams. Next, println method. So it is this println method as all instances of print stream class have a public method println. So print stream అనే ఒక క్లాస్ ఉంది కదా, రైట్? ఆల్ ద ఇన్స్టాన్సెస్ హ్యావ్ పబ్లిక్ మెథడ్ println మెథడ్. println. So print ln means new line. So it will print the value and the control moves to the next line. Hence we can invoke the same on out as well. ఇక్కడ చూడండి. So by using out we are invoking this println method. So what is this println? Println is a method as all instances of a print stream class. All the instances of print stream class have public method println. ప్రతి ఇన్స్టాన్స్ లో println మెథడ్ ఉంటుంది. So we can invoke the same on out as well. Yes, we can invoke this println method by using out object, right? So now this is an upgraded version of print. So previously it is only yes, suppose the lower version of this println is print only. So print means it will be print only the content, right? The values and contents. So ln means it will give to the next line, right? So we can assume that the system.out represents the standard output stream. Idantha enduku ante simple ga, so you can understand this system.out is a standard output stream. So by using the standard output stream, we are calling this println method. Yes. So by using the system.out, you can read it as the standard output stream. Input stream, output stream, you know them. So here in this way, system.out is simply a standard output stream. By using this one, you are calling this println method. Simply only one word, standard output stream. By using this stream, you are calling this println method, right? So whenever we are reading the data from this keyboard, so we are written a statement like scanner s is equal to, so new scanner, right? system.in ila rasanu. So here what is the system.in? That is standard input stream, similar to this one. So system.in is, here it is standard input stream, standard input stream. Similarly, the system.out is standard output stream. Standard output stream. Children, is it clear? Children, అర్థమవుతుందా? మీరు ఎక్కడ నేను ఎక్కడ ఉంటున్నాను? Children, are you there? Yes, please. Akhil, Meghana, Shivashankar, Gayatri, Harika. Yes, following, na? Following, thank you. Right. So, however, I will share this content, right? You can read once again. Even though if you are not followed, then you can ask once again. Now, so up to now, what we completed is system.out. Next, this reference. So, what you know about this reference in C++? This pointer, pointer అని చదవాలి ఇక్కడ రిఫరెన్స్ అని చదవాలి. పాయింటర్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లేదు కాబట్టి రిఫరెన్స్ అని చదువుతారు. చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా. So, what you know about this pointer in C++? Samya Chapra, Devin, Samya. Samya, are you there? Yes, please. Everyone, yes, anyone. Aditya, Manideepika. Yes, anyone, please tell what is this pointer in C++? Atladali, one-way communication is dangerous communication. Chapra, Meghana, Akshita, CR. One or two lines.
This pointer points to the object.
Current object. This is a pointer which will refer the current object in C++. Object అంటే current అనేది current object. Current అంటే ప్రస్తుతం ఏది ఉంటుంది. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Meghna. So this is a pointer which will refer. ఇక్కడ జావాలోకి వచ్చేసరికి this is a reference. Pointer లేదు కాబట్టి reference. Right. So this is a reference. So which will point the current object. Okay, right. So this is one simple point. So now, so this reference can be, this keyword can be used in these different cases, right? So these are the 6 different cases where we can use this keyword, right? So the first one is this can be used for refer the current class instance variable. Current class instance variable, right? So instance variable means that object level variables. So this can be, yes, this is a reference. So this can be used to refer the current class instance variable. Next one is this can be used to invoke current class method implicitly, right? So by using this reference, we can implicitly invoke this current class method as well as current class constructors, right? So as a beginner, these 3 points are you need to learn. Once you know the next topics like argument to this method call, once we studied the second and third units, then you can understand this 4th, 5th, 6th point. So what is this 4th point? This can be passed as an argument in the method call. So we can pass this is an argument. So this can be passed an argument in the constructor call. So this can be used to return the current class instance from the method, right? So the 6th one is somewhat difficult. The first 5 points are very simple, right? So now we need to think about this. So what is this in Java? This is a reference variable that refers to the current object. It will refer the current object. So this is the reference variable. So this is the object. Basically, every object has some state and behavior. That is variable and method. Variable and method. Right. So what are the different usages of this keyword? So these are the 6 different cases where we are using this keyword. Right. So suggestion here it is, if you are learner, if you are beginner to Java, look up only first 3 uses of this keyword. So mana first 3 uses chuddam. Tarvata manaki second, third units and tarvata then we can think about the 4th, 5th, 6th points. Right. So now I am taking this example, this keyword in Java. Right. I am taking some class text7. Right. So here I am taking some class. My class name is text7. So what are these? A, B, C, D. What are these? A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D are the
Instance variables.
Instance variable. Good. ABCD are the instance variable. Right. So now this ABCD are the instance variable. Instance variable. So next I am taking one constructor. Text7 constructor తీసుకున్నాను. So the parameter list is int a1, so char b1, float c1. ఇంతకుముందు abcd ఉండే కదా. సో వీటిని నేను ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే దీనికి ఒక 1 యాడ్ చేశాను, a1 b1 c1 d1. సో ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, సో వాట్ ఆర్ దీస్ a1 b1 c1 d1 ఆర్ ద ఏమైతే చెప్పండి ఇక్కడ, వాట్ ఆర్ దిస్ a1 b1 d1, వాట్ ఆర్ దిస్ a1 b1 c1 d1 ఆర్ d1 ఆర్ ఏమనొచ్చారు వీటిని మెథడ్. మామూలుగా అయితే ఫార్మల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ అంటారు కదా. సో ఇన్ జనరల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సెట్ టు బి ఫార్మల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్. మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్, రైట్. సో మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్, హియర్ ద మెథడ్ ఈస్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్, రైట్. సో మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ a1 b1 c1 d1 ఆర్ ద మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్.
సార్
చెప్పండి చెప్పండి. ఎస్ ప్లీజ్.
సార్ మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అంటే ఆ మెథడ్ లో డిక్లేర్ చేసినవి కదా సార్.
మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అంటే ఆ మెథడ్ లో డిక్లేర్ చేసినవి. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఆ మెథడ్ లో డిక్లేర్ చేసిన మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అంటారు, రైట్. సో ఈ వేరియబుల్స్ మీకు ఫార్మల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ అన్నా మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అన్నా సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ బాబు. ఇవి ఈ మెథడ్ లో మాత్రమే వర్కౌట్ అవుతాయి, బయట వర్కౌట్ కావు. ఇక్కడ డిక్లేర్ చేసిన, రైట్. సో ఆ వాల్యూస్ వచ్చి ఇక్కడ కాపీ అవుతున్నాయి అంతే. మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ ఈస్ సిమిలర్. ఆర్ యూ ఫీల్ దట్ దీస్ టూ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్, right? Formal arguments and here the method local variables, these are working in this method only. Here the method is constructor, right? So method local variables, right. So if next time చేస్తున్నాం a1 ని a కి ఈ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్. లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ ని ఈ రిఫరెంట్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ వేరియబుల్ కి అసైన్ చేస్తున్నాను. a1 ని a కి b1 b c1 c d1 d, right? Okay na, is it clear children? Any ambiguity? Yes please. ఇంతమంది ఎవరు అడిగారు కదా, డౌట్ ఏమైనా ఉందా? ambiguity? ఓకే, ఉంటే డిస్కషన్ చేద్దాం, తర్వాత చూద్దాం, ఒకసారి వెరిఫై చేద్దాం, రైట్. సో నౌ క్లాస్ రైట్. సో నౌ ద పాయింట్ ఈస్, ఒక పేరు పెట్టాం, దాన్ని మెథడ్ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్ అన్నా, ఒకవేళ చేంజ్ అయితే నేను చేంజ్ చేద్దాం. సో a is equal to a1, b is equal to b1, c is c1, d is d1, right. So now next what I am doing, simply, so in main method I am printing these values, right. So here simply this print method not is required, public void print, yes. So in print method I am taking some public void print method. So in this print method, this abcd, what are this in abcd, in previously we told it as the instance variable, object level variables, right. So here in print method we are printing this abcd values. So in main method what I am doing, I am creating object for this class. Text7 o is equal to new text7. I am passing these arguments. Yes, I am passing this arguments. So what are the argument? First is integer, next is character, next is float, next is double, right. So these four values, these are set to be local variables, right. So these values in general are copied into these formal arguments. So these formal arguments are method local variable in Java. So this copied into a1 is copied into here, this one, right. So these values are copied there. After that one I am calling this print method. So what is this print method? It is an instance method. By using object I am printing here. So now I save this file. So file save as, so text7.java in my home working directory. Okay. So after that one, so clear screen, java c text7.java compilation. So java c text7.java, right. So compilation is success. Next java space text7. So we are getting the result. Children, is it clear? అర్థమైందా? ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఇక్కడ? Yes please, please speak out. Children, are you there?
No, sir. No, sir.
ఓకే రైట్. ఇప్పుడు నేను నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే రైట్, సో ఈ రెండింటిని డిఫరెంట్ నేమ్ కాకుండా సేమ్ నేమ్ ఇస్తున్నాను రైట్. సో టెక్స్ట్ 7. సో మీరు ఇక్కడ ఫార్మల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ నేమ్ అండ్ రైట్. సో హియర్ text 7 int abcd, this is the formal arguments, right? A method local variables. So these are, this a is assigned to a, b is assigned to b, c is assigned to c, d is assigned to d. Simply, right? So whenever I am assigning these values, so what is the expected output here, children? What is the output we may get? Right? So we are getting the output is 0. So next character default value is space, right? So first a integer 0, character default value is space. So next float default value is 0.0, double default value is 0.0, right? Suppose if you are giving the same names, if you are giving the same name, then this is the output you may get. Java C text 7, Java text 7, right? So here your formal arguments and the instance variable names are same. Then what it feels, the compiler feels that these two are only a method local variables, right? So ఇవి రెండు కూడా సేమ్ అనుకుంటుంది ఇక్కడ, ఇవి రెండు కూడా సేమ్ అనుకుంటుంది. మీకు suppose if you want to get the instance variable, then you need to type dot this dot a. So this dot a means this a is belongs to current object, this dot c, this dot b, right? So this a b c d, this dot a means a is belongs to current object, so this b is belongs to current object. So in this way Java C compile, Java run. So now you are getting 12H 12.2 34.555, right? Children, is it clear? Any doubts? Shivashankar, Meghana, Devineni, Soumya, Gayatri, Akhil, Anurag. No doubt. Aftab, Manjunath, Rohit, Nikhil ji. Yes, please. Doubts ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా? Jahnavi Siddha. Jahnavi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Chaitanya is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it clear? However, I will give this material to you. Once again, you need to read today only. ఏ రోజు చెప్పిన పాఠాలు ఆ రోజు కరెక్ట్ చదవాలి. ఉన్నదా? చిన్నప్పుడు చదివిన స్టేట్మెంట్ గుర్తుందా? ఏ రోజు పాఠాలు ఆ రోజే చక్కగా చదువుకోవాలని. ఈ రోజే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి, బాగా గుర్తుంటది. లాస్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ముందు కాకుండా ఇవన్నీ నేను ఇది కాగానే మీకు ఇచ్చేస్తాను. దెన్ యూ నీడ్ టు రీడ్ దిస్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు వాట్ వి డిడ్ హియర్, వి డిడ్ దిస్ ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్. సో వాట్ ఇస్ దిస్? This can be used to refer the current class instance variable. So now we need to think about the second one. This can be used to invoke the current class methods. Current class method ni invoke cheyadaniki this use chestam. Ekkada use chestam ante second example lo rasanu, right? So simply class a class, there is a method like m method, there is a method like n method, right? So these are the methods. NetBeans ID, right? So now here class A m method, class A contains some n method. In this n method I am calling this m method. N lo nenu em chestunnanu, m method ni invoke chestunna, right? So now, so you can take one more class, text this 4. In this I am taking some main method. So in this main method, so what we are doing, I am instantiating for this class A ki objects create chesanu. Ikkada nundi n method ni call chesanu. N method, this is ikkada n method nundi em avutundi malli, hello I am in n method, output statement will be printed. From this you are invoking this m method, right? So directly m method ni invoke chesaru. Enduku ఈ రెండు మెథడ్ సేమ్ క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ గా కాల్ చేయొచ్చు. లేదు అంటే వేరే క్లాస్ లో ఉంటే దట్ పర్టికులర్ క్లాస్ యొక్క ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేసి కాల్ చేయాలి. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, సో ఎన్ మెథడ్ ని డైరెక్ట్ గా కాల్ చేయలే, ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి ఎం మెథడ్ ని డైరెక్ట్ గా కాల్ చేశారు. రైట్, ఇక్కడ ఎం మెథడ్ ని డైరెక్ట్ ఎందుకు కాల్ చేశారు, ఇవి రెండు ఒకటే క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాయి. రైట్, సో ఇక్కడ ఎన్ మెథడ్ ని ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూజ్ చేసి ఎందుకు కాల్ చేశారు, ఎన్ మెథడ్ ఈస్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ అనదర్ క్లాస్. File, project problem, resolve problems. One or more project resources could not be found. Right click on project. Okay. So file, new project, Java application. So this is a IDE I am using. So I will show the navigation, how these classes will be created. So in this Java application 21, there is my Java application 21. Yes. So here Java application 21. In this, I am creating new file, new Java file, Java source application. This is NetBeans IDE. So why I am using this NetBeans IDE means I want to show the navigation, how this here. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, Java application 21 లో ఇది క్లాస్, ఈ క్లాస్ లో మెయిన్ మెథడ్ ఉంది. Java application 21 లో మెయిన్ మెథడ్ ఉంది. రైట్, సో నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే మొత్తం దిస్ వన్. సో వేర్ ఈస్ మై ఎడిట్ ప్లస్, దిస్ ఈస్ Control A, Control C copy. So I want to show the design of these methods, Control A, Control B. Right, సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి. రైట్, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇక్కడ కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేయగానే అక్కడ ఏ అనే ఒక క్లాస్ ఉంది, చూస్తున్నారు ఇక్కడ నా మౌస్ కంట్రోల్ చూడండి, మౌస్ ఈ కర్సర్ ఎక్కడ మూవ్ అవుతుందో చూడండి, క్లాస్ ఏ. సో దాంట్లో ఎం మెథడ్ ఎన్ మెథడ్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎం మెథడ్ ఎన్ మెథడ్. సో నెక్స్ట్ టెక్స్ట్ దిస్ 4, దిస్ ఈస్ వన్ మోర్ క్లాస్ ఇన్ దిస్ మెయిన్ మెథడ్ ఉంది. రైట్, సో హియర్ in entire code we can simply understand there are two methods, there are two classes. The first class name is A, it has methods like m and n. So there is one more class like text, this 4, it has main method. From this main method, so what you are doing, you are invoking this n, the main method nundi n method ni call chestunnaru. Children, are you able to see my NetBeans IDE? చూస్తున్నారా, కనబడుతుందా?
yes sir.
ఈ మెయిన్ మెథడ్ నుండి ఇక్కడ ఇది చూడండి, నావిగేషన్ కంట్రోల్, నావిగేటర్ అని ఉంది చూడండి, ఇక్కడ అది నావిగేటర్. రైట్, సో ఈ మెయిన్ మెథడ్ నుండి ఇక్కడ మీరు ఏం చేశారు, ఈ ఎన్ మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేశారు. ఇక్కడికి ఎన్ మెథడ్ నుండి డైరెక్ట్ గా ఎన్ మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేశారు. ఎన్ మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేయడానికి ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేశారు. ఇక్కడ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేశారు. ఎందుకు ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేశారు, అది వేరే క్లాస్ లో ఉంది కాబట్టి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూజ్ చేశారు. ఇక్కడ ఎన్ మెథడ్ నుండి డైరెక్ట్ గా ఎం మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేశారు. మరి ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యూజ్ చేయలే, రెండు సేమ్ క్లాస్ లోనే డైరెక్ట్ గా కాల్ చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నాడు. ఓకేనా? సో ఆఫ్టర్ ఫస్ట్ మిడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఐ వాంట్ టు యూజ్ దిస్ వన్. ఫస్ట్ మిడ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఇది యూజ్ చేస్తాను, ఎందుకంటే ఇట్ విల్ గివ్ హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ ద కోడ్ ఓన్లీ. ఇప్పుడే చెప్తే మన కోడ్ నేర్చుకో. రైట్, సో నౌ here the point is, so we need to save this file, save as text this 4 in your home working directory. Then say let's clear screen, Java C, text this 4.java. Okay, compile successfully. Java run, Java space text this 4. Right, so run your program. So then what you are getting, so from main method you are invoking this Renana. From main method you are invoking method n. Ikkada enti hello n, this will be printed. Right, after printing hello n, so you are invoking this method m ni call chesaru. Etla call chesaru, direct object lekunda direct call chesaru. ఎందుకంటే ఇవి రెండు సేమ్ క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ కాల్ అవుతుంది. అంటే హలో ఎన్ తర్వాత హలో ఎం ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. హలో ఎం. రైట్, సపోజ్ హియర్ యాక్చువల్లీ దిస్ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ యాజ్ అండ్ ఇంప్లిసిట్లీ. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇలా రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది అంటే కంపైలర్ ఈ కోడ్ సప్లై చేస్తుంది, దిస్ డాట్ ఎం కాల్ చేయమని చెప్తుంది. కంపైలర్ ఇంప్లిసిట్లీ ఇలా చెప్తుంది, రైట్? సో కంపైలర్ దిస్ కోడ్ విల్ బి ప్రొవైడ్, కంపైలర్ విల్ ప్రొవైడ్ దిస్ కోడ్, right? So even though if you are not writing, simply you are calling m, so the compiler will use this, will tell use this dot that particular, right? మీరు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసినా కూడా ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లో చూపించాను, రైట్? ఇది కోడ్ మీరు, రైట్? మీరు డైరెక్ట్ ఏం చేశారు, హియర్ దిస్ కోడ్ యు ఆర్ రిటర్న్ ఇన్ దిస్ n మెథడ్. సో ద కంపైలర్ విల్ కన్వర్ట్, m అని రాశారు కానీ కంపైలర్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, దిస్ డాట్ m అని రాస్తుంది ఈ కోడ్ ని, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇన్వోక్ టు కరెంట్ క్లాస్ మెథడ్, right? So if you don't use this keyword, compiler automatically adds this keyword while invoking the method. ఈ పాయింట్ చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఎల్ఎల్ లో పెట్టింది, if you don't use this keyword, compiler automatically or implicitly add this keyword while invoking the method. this dot m అని రాస్తుంది మీరు రాయకున్నా కూడా, right? So the compiler will take care about it. Is it clear, children? Children, are you there? Yes, please. మాట్లాడండి ఎవరో ఒకరు. Yes, thank you. అర్థమైంది కదా? నేను ఈ మెటీరియల్ పాస్ చేస్తాను, తర్వాత చూడండి ఒకసారి మీకు అయితే తెలుస్తుంది. సో నెక్స్ట్ దిస్ ఈస్ ఇన్వోకింగ్ ద కరెంట్ క్లాస్ మెథడ్. సో నెక్స్ట్, సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద థర్డ్ అప్లికేషన్ ఏరియా? Third application area is, this is implicitly invoking the current class constructor. So this can be used to invoke the current class constructor, right? So last class lo ila rasan ra example current class constructor. So I am writing one example here. File, new Java code. So class cow, right? Suppose class ox, I am taking some animal ox. Here this constructor ox, right? So what is this constructor? Default constructor, right? So this is the default constructor. So last lab lo ikkada void అని రాశారు, right? Constructor ముందు ఎప్పుడు కూడా void అని రాయదు, తప్పది, right? కొంత స్టూడెంట్స్ void అని రాశారు, తప్పట్లా చేయొద్దు. Constructor, there is no return type, even void also. Default constructor, okay? Default constructor. This is. So next, I am taking some argument constructor. Some int a, right? So now this is one argument constructor. One argument constructor. So I am printing this a value, right? So in main method, what I am doing, so I am creating, I am instantiating for this args class, args object for this args class is equal to, so new args. I am passing some parameter is, so some 11, right? Here I am passing some 11. So then, so what it will be doing, so here it is 11 will be there. So it will check the number of arguments. So number of argument is 1. So the type of argument 11 is integer type. Then here one argument constructor will be invoked, right? So now file, save as args Java, right? So Java C args.java, Java C, Java C args.java. There is here. So it is successfully compiled. Next, Java space args. So one argument constructor will be invoked automatically. Suppose if I am writing this keyword here, this keyword. So what is the expected output there?
Default
What?
constructor and one argument constructor, 1 1.
Okay, first. Okay, good. Varun. Okay, good. You did good job. So now compile. So default constructor. So whenever you are calling this, whenever you are using this as the keyword, so that must be as the first argument in your program. First argument. So by using this, then the default constructor will be invoked. So default constructor will be invoked. After that one argument constructor will be invoked. Suppose if I am writing, so this keyword as the second statement, right? So this keyword as the second statement. So second line lo rasanu. Appudu em avutundi? Right? So here call to this must be the first statement in the constructor. ఒకవేళ మీరు కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తే దిస్ అనేది కంపల్సరీ ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కిందనే ఉండాలన్నమాట. ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ రారాదు. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ రైటింగ్ a second or third line, so call to this must be the first statement in the constructor. This type of error you are getting. Right? Control V. Right? Okay. So now is it clear, children? Children, is it clear? Adhaminda? Yes. Yes. CR is there. Akshaya? Akshaya, are you there? Venkateshwar Akhil has left. Venkateshwar Akhil. Okay, right. So now I think I understood. Soumya, is it clear? Soumya.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Gayatri, Vamshi, Sangeeta. Sangeeta, are you there? Sangeeta not there. Okay, thank you. So now these are the first three arguments in this keyword. So what is time now? Okay. Next this fourth, fifth point, sixth point. After second unit, second and third units, I will once again recall this. Okay. If time you can read this content, you read this content. So once here the point is they are clearly told that if you are the beginner into Java, look up only 3 usages of this keyword. So meekoddiga 1-2 units vachaka next we will think about this. Right? Just simply we are passing this. How can we pass this current object? Next, this can be passed as an argument in the constructor. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. Method call lo this ela pass cheyochu. Next, constructor ela cheyochu. Next, this can be used to return the current class instance from the method. So we need to think this fourth, fifth, sixth point letters. Okay. However, I will give this material. You can read. Then I will cover these concepts in next. So next, what is our next topic? Final keyword. Final. So final variable, right? So where is my final variable static method? This keyword. So next, final. So basically, this final keyword in Java, final keyword is used to different context, right? So here a final keyword to create a constant variable. You can write a final keyword before a variable, then your variable becomes to constant variable. If you are writing before the method, then you cannot, you prevent the method overriding. So method overriding I am not covered. Overloading concept last class lo cheppanu. Overriding cheptanu, right? So if you are writing a final keyword before the class, you can prevent inheritance, right? So these are the usage of final keyword. If you are writing the final keyword before a variable name, right? So to create a constant variable, so you can't change the value of that variable, right? So you can't change the value of that variable. So now I will take the simple example. File, new, Java, class name, some capital P, small p. So final, static file. Final int some x is equal to 9, right? So here I am given the final variable. So next I am printing this x value. X is equal to plus x. The value of x is equal to I am printing. So what is the output we can expect here, children? So I am making a variable as the final. Save as p small p.
Sir, it is error, no, sir?
Why?
Because we are changing the constant value variable.
And where I am changing, just I am printing now.
Okay, sir. Okay, plus, no, sir. Sorry.
Java C. Here system.out.println x cannot be referenced from the static context. So ఏంటి ఇక్కడ డైరెక్ట్ గా స్టాటిక్ కాంటెస్ట్ నుండి యాక్సెస్ చేయలేం కాబట్టి సో దీన్ని స్టాటిక్ వేరియబుల్ పెడదాం. ఓకే, డైరెక్ట్ గా యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చు, లేదంటే ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ తోటి కాల్ చేయాలి. రైట్, స్టాటిక్ వేరియబుల్ పెట్టాను కాబట్టి రైట్ ఫైనల్ స్టాటిక్ వేరియబుల్ డైరెక్ట్. సో నౌ సో జావా స్పేస్ pp, రైట్. సో వాల్యూ. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ చూడండి, నెక్స్ట్ లైన్ I want to try, I am trying to change the values, right? So x is equal to x plus 1 value ni 9 unde danni change and try chestunna, right? I am making the value change. I am trying to change the value, right? So here, so which type of error cannot assign a value to the final variable x, right? So here the error which we are getting, so cannot assign a value to a final variable x, right? So this is the error, right? Else if you are removing the static keyword, so how can we instantiate here? So just creating object for this pp class object o1 is equal to so new pp, right? So then system.out.println you need to print this values by using object o1 dot x, right? So if you are creating object by using this object, you are invoking Java C, Java, right? So if you are trying to change the value of this final variable, it does not allow, right? Control S. Right. So here cannot assign a value to this. Yes. Static variable x cannot be referenced for the non-static context. So appudu meer em chestaru ee statement control x cut control v. So by using this object you can invoke o1.x is equal to o1.x, control s. So by using this object you are invoking this variable cls clear Java C, right? So here, so the what is the error? Cannot assign a value to a final variable x. Previous error. So cannot assign a value to the final variable x. Okay, right. Thank you. Shall we stop? Children, avadam ekkada. Next,